What's up guys, Nukin here and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be going over the Forest Moon Assault Battle event, and this is going to be the beginning of a series where I help to save time and effort for you guys inside the game. You use the Empire here, you can also do the Imperial Troopers, and you can also run the droid faction. So I have sort of devised a way where you can auto everything. You get some Ewok shards on the Mythic tier, you get some Omegas, and also on top of auto, I've devised a way how you can save time in the long run. This is a reoccurring event, happens at least once a month, I believe. And if you're going to be doing this event, you want to know how you can auto it and also do it quickly. So the Imperial Troopers, the second to last tier, all the way down to the very beginning, the first few tiers, you want to use the Imperial Troopers. So General Veers is the only leader. You definitely want to run Colonel Stark and Snow Trooper, and then the last two troopers do not really matter too much. Now you can run Magma Trooper, Storm Trooper, etc. Just you want the core to be General Veers lead. He's the only leader for the Imperial Troopers, and Colonel Stark and Snow Trooper, but you can pretty much probably auto this with just about anything. I don't even think you need the Zeta because General Veers lead will just be enough. The Zeta just makes it more consistent. So watch as we just hit auto. Now the characters with these skulls on top of their heads are going to do some big massive damage, but most of the attacks from those characters are just going to be from the first round, and you're probably not going to get into any sort of trouble in the very first round. So that's pretty much the most dangerous situation, and this is the second to last tier. So tier 3, tier 2, and also the first tier will be even easier and also faster. Now the reason why this works is because General Veers lead gives a bunch of buffs and momentum when you kill things. Also Snow Trooper on his own will give Empire units a bunch of momentum as well when things die. And in the first few tiers, the Ewoks basically can just get one shot by almost anything. Snow Trooper, his AoE is just one-shotting everything, so that's really nice. And we're already, as you can see, going into the last round. So in the last round, it's a little bit tougher. It takes a little bit of a longer time, but you can quickly just take out a bunch of Ewoks and it should be not too bad. So really quick, just auto and enjoy. That probably took about a minute. And like I said, the first few tiers are even easier and quicker. Now, what I recommend is actually going down to the lower tiers and continue using your Imperial Troopers. Once you're done, then go into the Mythic tier. This will prevent you from having to switch back to the droids back and forth from the Imperial Troopers, because your last team that you use in this event will be the team that comes up. And I don't think any of you guys probably have this specific team preset. Now, this is a droid squad with the HK leadership. I'm running L3 as the tank. That's very important. BB-8 and R2, they're great droids. They're the best droids right now in the game, in my opinion, and they have some great synergy with droids and each other. And then I'm using Imperial Probe Droid. Now you can also use B2 Super Battle Droid. Those are going to be my two favorite options. You could also probably run IG-88, IG-66, Chopper, almost any other droid, but L3 is going to make this really work along with BB-8. And you can see that she gets really tanky. She stacks up all of her max health and she basically becomes unkillable. Now, the only time that you're going to have some difficulty potentially autoing this is around the fourth wave. There's going to be a boss with a skull on top of their heads, and if there's no foresight, or you haven't stacked up a bunch of max health on your L3, or she hasn't done some of her MK abilities where she gets more armor or defense or something like that, then there's a chance that she might get one shot. I think that happened maybe once, but I did test this a bunch of times, and out of the around 10 to 20 times that I've done it, it only happened once, and I think that was almost a fluke, and also before I had L3 geared up. She is gear 11 or 12 now, so that's nice, and I don't foresee her dying. Now, this, yeah, you can see here how low of HP she got, but keep in mind she didn't have any of the MK abilities. So if you run into this problem, my suggestion to you is to either give her better mods, gear her up some more, or just play a little bit of manual, try and activate her MK3 ability and then hit auto, and then you'll save yourself a bunch of time and frustration. You do want to make sure that you're basically autoing the majority of this event. You do not want to be playing manual on these assault battles. In fact, I hope that in the future we'll be able to sim at least some of these tiers, because that'll be even quicker, right? So until then, just this is going to be helpful, I think, for a lot of guys. And so we're going into the 5th wave here. Not too bad. There's not really much danger. There's a bunch of recovery from BB-8. He can give protection back to the droids. And then you'll see in the final wave that it does actually take a while. You know, there's a lot of foresight. Sometimes your droids get dazed, and things can just take a bunch of time on the last wave, but the nice thing is that it's very consistent. So I guess if you wanted to save more time, you could play some of the, you know, the mode on manual. Maybe just play the final round if you want to do that. That might save you time, but it definitely will require more effort to basically play. So to each their own, whatever you want to do. So we're about to get into the final round. If you're going to do some manual play in the last round, my recommendation is to use a bunch of basic attacks on this wave so you can enter the final round with a bunch of your abilities and specials off cooldown. So as you can see here, BB-8 used his special, so we're not going to be able to immediately use that. And IPD, the Imperial Probe Droid, used his special, so we're not going to be able to use that right away. So here's the final round. Now watch as we kind of just grind away on these Ewoks. So everyone is just going to keep attacking, and every AoE attack that is launched from, you know, Wicket, etc., that's going to call a counterattack from BB-8, and BB-8's going to call R2-D2 if he's not dazed. And L3 has a huge 100% counter chance, I think, with the MK3 ability, so she just counterattacks right back all the time. So just counterattack, 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 and you're just going to get down and whittle down the Ewoks. It's kind of a grind, and, you know, with a little bit of burst damage from BB-8's expose, that's going to help. And also L3, whenever she taunts, her taunting ability does some damage as well, and she can basically taunt all the time and reset her cooldown for that. And you just kind of grind away at these Ewoks, and they just kind of die. It's helpful to get down to their protection, and then once it's just down to their health, you should be able to just kind of burst them down with some burning, defense down, expose, and a nice little counterattack. But you can see here, especially when the Ewok Elder is dead, that's the only Ewok that can revive, and it's only a matter of time that the rest of the Ewoks end up dying from there. So as you can see, Ewok Elder is dead. So as you can see, Ewok Elder was dead, and the battle is going to be a consistent victory for sure from that point onwards. So if you had any concerns, you can for sure just put down the phone and relax, because you will have a victory when that sort of condition is met. Now I'm going to showcase some of the mods real fast, and I'm going to showcase that they're not amazing and the characters aren't super geared. So here are the mods. So let's go to that. We can see here's the droid team that I was using, and here's L3. So 62 speed coming from the mods, very slow character. Give her a bunch of health, 43k health right now. She is at gear 12 with the med pack. You can see that I'm running health primaries, but, you know, just a bunch of protection and health and not a lot of speed. Imperial Probe Droid, not a ton of speed either. I think, yeah, 81 speed, so a little. I got him over 200, but if he was 180 or 190 speed, you would still be able to do it. HK gear 11 and 47 speed coming from the mods. Very slow, and he's not even damage oriented. He is running a crit damage set, but potency cross and not full out sort of damage. I think that was, yeah, that was a 4-dot circle. So you can see that, you know, the team isn't super geared up. The team isn't modded with God mods. You should be able to do this when you have a team that's, you know, probably gear 8 to gear 12 range with decent mods. And the more mods that you have, you know, you might be able to do it quicker. But the most important thing is that you can auto, because that's going to save you a bunch of effort. So of course, the more mods that you have, the more gear that you have, the more consistent your results will be. And also you'll be able to complete these events quicker. but don't go for broke. Make sure that you don't spread yourself too thin. So hopefully this video was helpful, and if it was, leave a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Cheers, bye.